Hello students, welcome back to Griffith CSEC class. Today we are doing the 2015 May-June Paper 1 Social Studies questions. But before we start, I want to say a big thank you to all of my subscribers. And if you are stopping by my channel for the very first time, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. If you love these videos, turn on that notification bell that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified immediately. Okay, let us begin. Question 1. Lloyd invited his mother to live with him, his wife, and his 2 sons. The new family structure would be termed, definitely B, extended. Which of the following are aspects of the socialization process? 1. Religious teaching. 2. Reproduction. 3. Recreational activity. And the answer to question 2 is definitely B. 1 and 3 only. Question 3. Which of the following is not a typical feature of low-income families in the Caribbean? And the answer is definitely A. Low-income families, they are never self-sufficient. Question 4. Maxine Lewis lives with her unmarried mother and father. The union between her parents can best be described as, and the answer to question 4 is C, common law union. They are not married. Question 5. Which of the following is least likely to be a concern for adolescents in the family? And the answer to question 5 is definitely C. The least concern for an adolescent in a family is providing financial support for the home. This is not usually their concern. Question 6. In the Caribbean, fathers have accepted more responsibility for child rearing mainly because of if your answer to question 6 is D, increase in the number of working mothers, you are correct. Question 7. Which of the following best explains the promotion of family planning in the Caribbean? And the answer to question 7 is definitely D, to give parents control over the number and spacing of their children. Question 8. Which of the following, let us go back up to question 8. Which of the following would undermine the authority of parents in the home? And the answer to question 8 is definitely B, inconsistency in rewarding and punishing children. Question 9. Unemployment and hard economic conditions have forced both parents in some Caribbean families to migrate, leaving an elder son or daughter to care for the younger brothers and sisters. Which of the following problems is least likely to affect the younger brothers and sisters? And the answer to question 9 is definitely D, lack of opportunity for peer interaction. This is the least likely thing that will affect them because they will have a lot of opportunity to interact with their peers. Question 10. The type of care associated with the elderly is described as A, geriatric. Question 11. Caribbean governments have improved the rights of children born out of wedlock by, and if your answer is C, passing laws to allow them to qualify for inheritance. Question 12. Identify the order in which the ancestors of the Caribbean people arrived in the region. And the order in which the ancestors of the Caribbean arrived in the region are: 1. The Americans came first, then we have the Europeans, then we have the Africans, and then the East Indians. So the answer to question 12 is definitely A, 1, 3, 4, and 2. Question 13. Which of the following best characterizes a primary group? And the answer to question 13 is, in a primary group, there are usually face-to-face interaction. Question 14. Ralph is the leader of his school's choir. He makes all group decisions without consulting his other group members. What type of leader is Ralph? And if your answer is authoritarian, C, you are correct. Question 15. Which of the following is the best example of a compromise? And the answer is definitely D, a husband promising to clean the house while his wife does the cooking. Question 16. Which of the following are characteristics of a strong leader? And the answer to question 16 is definitely A, willing to make decisions. Question 17. Democratic control and open membership are features of a cooperative society. D. Question 18. Samuel broke one of the school rules. He was given 250 lines to write. The above is an example of a, and if your answer is sanction, D, you are correct. Remember, another name for sanction is punishment. Question 19. In which of the following countries is proportional representation practiced? And the answer is A, Guyana. 20. The plan proposed by political parties for managing a country is published in a document called a manifesto. B. 21. A political campaign is a method used by parties to encourage people to vote. 22. Which of the following is not normally dealt with by family courts in the Caribbean? And the answer to 22 is C, probate of wills. 23. In many Caribbean countries, the Queen of England is the head of state. Such countries may be described as monarchies. B. 24. The main function of a prosecutor in the judiciary system is to present arguments against the defendant. 25. The role of the opposition in Parliament can best be described as D, analyzing government's policies and presenting alternatives. 26. A national budget has a deficit when expenditure is, let me hear what is your answer, when the expenditure is greater than the revenue. Very good. 27. Which of the following is non-taxable source of government revenue? And if your answer is C, grants from donor agencies, you are correct. 28. A country's constitution may be changed by a referendum. A. Question 29. The constitutions of Commonwealth Caribbean countries guarantee citizens freedom of conscience, expression, assembly, and movement. These freedoms are usually referred to as, and if your answer is human rights, C, you are correct. 30. Question 30. Which of the following is least likely to be affected by overpopulation in a country? And if your answer is C, participation in religious activity does not affect a country being overpopulated. So the answer is C. 31. Lack of sufficient resources to support the demands of a nation's population is known as B, overpopulation. 32. The term labor force is best defined as all persons who are qualified, willing, and able to work. So the answer to 32 is definitely B. Item 33 refers to the following diagram, which shows the population pyramid of country X. So study the diagram. Question 33. Which of the following features of country X may be gathered from the diagram above? Right? So if your answer after studying the diagram, if your answer is B, age, gender, distribution of the population, you are correct. B. 34. Item 34 refers to the following graph, which shows birth rate according to gender for country Z. From the data given in the graph, it can be concluded that, look at the diagram, the conclusion is female birth rate reached its highest level around the mid-1970s. C. 35. Which of the following best explains why birth rates have been falling in some Caribbean countries? And if your answer is B, family planning is now encouraged in several countries. So because of family planning, families can now plan and have more control of the number of children that they want. 36. A country's population increase is calculated by finding the sum of the natural increase and net migration. D. 37. We are going on very good. 37. The concepts of push and pull are associated with, and if your answer to 37 is A, migration. When we talk about push factors of migration and pull factors of migration. So the answer is definitely A, migration of people. Question 38. An example of intra-regional migration is the movement of people from, and you know that once we talk about intra-regional, we are talking about within the same geographical area. So the answer to 38 is definitely, D, Trinidad and Tobago to St. Lucia. Trinidad and Tobago is they are in the same geographical area, the Caribbean. So if your answer is D, you are correct. Item 39 refers to the following diagram. All right, study the diagram. We see a young man moving with a suitcase, like he's leaving, no work, low wages, I'll work and live better in town. The question is, which of the following may result if many people do what the young man in the picture is doing? And if your answer is, let us look at the options. 1, rapid rate of growth of cities, the brain drain experienced by many developing countries. 3, inadequate housing, educational and health facilities in urban areas. So if the answer for 39 is, if your answer is, let me hear your answer, B, 1 and 3, you are correct. 1 is rapid rate of growth of cities, and 3, inadequate housing, educational, and health facilities in urban areas. So it's moving from a rural area to an urban area. Question 40. Healthy individuals are beneficial to a country's development because such individuals are more likely to be, if your answer to question 40 is D, productive and effective workers, you are correct. So once you are an healthy individual, you will be productive in the workforce and you will also be classified as an effective worker. All right, so we're going to stop here. This is part 1 of the 2015 Social Studies Paper 1 questions. We're going to have a part 2 where we will be continuing from question 41 to question 60. So you have to look out for that part 2 of this paper. Remember to subscribe and like this video. Share it so that other students who are sitting their social studies examination will do very well, right? So hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. See you in part 2 of this paper.